Hey gang, it's Chad. I am continually blown away by the creative people watching this show. If you haven't seen all of the great character design submissions, head on over to the forums and check them out. They're great.
Something about you looks different.
Oh yeah, I got a new shirt.
Yeah, I don't think this one fits as good.
Yeah, me too. Sometimes things don't quite end up the way you planned. Anyways, today we're taking a detour on our little journey through the land of puppets. Not really a specific stop on our project, but one that I feel is very important to discuss. I wish someone would have had this little talk with me. No kids, it's not the birds and the bees. I want to talk about failure. Failure is one of my biggest fears. I've been that way since I was a kid. Failing sucks. It's so much nicer to have people just stop and say,
"Great work, kid, you're a genius,"
than to feel embarrassed and inadequate. So I spent a lot of my life taking the easy path and avoiding things where I might fail. And it makes for a very boring and unfulfilling life. But failure is important, not just in creative endeavors, but in life. Are you a New Year's resolution type person? I am. This past year I saw a quote from author Neil Gaiman. It said a lot of cool things which I will post below, but basically to sum it up it says, I hope you fail this year. Because if you're failing, that means you're trying new things. And if you're trying new things, you're learning. And you're not just existing through day to day, phoning it in. You're really living life. So I made a personal proclamation that 2013 was gonna be my year of failing. And let me tell you, be careful what you wish for because I have failed a lot. Yeah, and it sucks. Nobody likes to fail. You get scraped and bruised and bloodied, but when you get back up again,
remember, Bruce, why do we fall?
You'll find it's a little easier to do the thing you failed at. But in case you think this is just a bunch of motivational mumbo jumbo, let me put it in real world terms. In my last career as a restaurant builder person, I was super successful, and I forgot what it took to get there. When I was cleaning out my office when I left, I found some old files.
No. Not some old files.
Okay, yeah. File cabinets full. Hundreds of files. Projects where I really chased them down and I put my heart and soul and sweat and blood into it, and nothing ever came of it. And all of a sudden, all those years of struggling came back in a rush. For every contract I landed, I had dozens and dozens of projects that amounted to nothing. Fails. Lots of them. But don't take my word for it. Who am I after all? A guy who plays with puppets in his garage? That puppet guy is kind of creepy, right? But what about Socrates, regarded as one of the greatest philosophers of the classic era, but in his day he was called an immoral corrupter of youth and was sentenced to death. Walt Disney, he got fired by a newspaper editor because he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. When he started his first animation company, he struggled so much to pay the bills that for a while he survived by eating dog food. Alan Rickman, in his mid-20s, he decided to change careers completely and become an actor. He didn't land his first movie role as Hans Gruber until he was 46. Steven Spielberg got rejected from film school 3 times. And one of the most famous of all, Michael Jordan, got cut from his high school basketball team. There are so many famous examples out there of people failing miserably, but then learning from it and doing amazing things. I want to leave you with a last thought, especially for you creative people out there. Someone sent me a quote from Ira Glass, and I have it written down on my wall. Again, I'll put all the details down below in the show notes, but here's a snippet of it.
Nobody tells this to people who are beginners. I wish someone told me. All of us who do creative work, we get into it because we have good taste. But there's this gap. For the first couple of years you make stuff, it's just not that good. It's trying to be good, it has potential, but it's not. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, is still killer. And your taste is why your work disappoints you. A lot of people never get past this phase. They just quit. Most people I know who do interesting creative work went through this for years. We know our work doesn't have this special thing that we want it to have. We all go through this. And if you're just starting out or you're still in this phase, you gotta know it's normal. And the most important thing you can do is do a lot of work. It's gonna take a while. It's normal to take a while. You've just gotta fight your way through. Very inspirational and well put by Ira Glass.
So please, I urge you, take a chance. Try something new. Do that thing that you've wanted to try, but you've been too afraid. Think about you at the end of your life. Now look back at all the things you've done. Me? I found my list was lacking. So I'm gonna keep on trying things and keep on failing. Thanks for coming along with me while I do. This week's collaborative effort/challenge is to go look at all those amazing character designs and vote on your favorite. You get to decide which one of these great designs gets turned into a living, breathing puppet. So go do it. You know you want to. Thanks again, brave Crash Boomers. And as always,